Okay, and that's why when we're doing these like comparison type videos, we always emphasize that we're from the South. That's our custom
100%.
To get up for a pregnant woman or elderly.
Yeah. What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, babe?
Today we're back with another American reaction. Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 100K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Today is going to be some Germany culture shocks which I experienced while living in Germany. So I have 13 differences that I found while living in Germany. And before we actually start this video, I do want to put a disclaimer on the screen that these are all my experiences. These are things that I've experienced while living in Germany. It might be different from your experience, but of course I'm just saying what I experienced. So just a disclaimer. So let's jump right into the video with the first difference that I found while living in Germany. So I'm going to start with something typical. I'm sure everyone has heard this if you go across YouTube, but the first thing obviously that an American would notice while living in Germany is that everything is closed on Sundays. You cannot go grocery shopping, you cannot go to the mall. Everything is literally closed, and this was super hard for me to adjust to in the beginning because randomly I would like to go grocery shopping on a Sunday, or you just forget something and it happens to be a Sunday and you want to get something, but things are closed here on Sundays, so you cannot actually go out and get anything, but restaurants are open, so you can go to a restaurant. Okay, so the second thing which I've noticed, which I think is a little bit of a culture shock for me as a New Yorker, is the fact that everyone here really follows the rules. And this is not a bad thing, okay? I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. One example of that is when people are crossing the road. Again, I'm from New York, and people just cross the road. If it's free, if we see no cars, we're just gonna cross the road. But in Germany, if the crossing road sign is not on green, they're not gonna cross the road. And just an example of how intense people really follow this rule. I lived in this really small town a few years back, and it was about, I don't know, 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. I was going to pick up my sister from the train station. And I was walking there, and there's no cars on the road. Absolutely zero cars on the road. It's too early, there's nobody around, and people were still waiting at the crosswalk for the crosswalk sign to turn green. It is literally like that. So the next thing that I want to talk about,
I would have zipped across, y'all. I gotta confess that one. Nothing wrong with being by the book, playing by the rules. I'm cool with that 100%, but I feel like there's just some things that I just want to take as serious as you guys would. So I'm gonna be like, it's not that serious, bro. Like,
I'm not going all the way to the stop sign to cross. I'm gonna cross right here. That's Dion. But me, I'm a little person, so I'm gonna go to the crosswalk. Dion, he's tall, he's a giant. Everybody can see him.
We holding hands, so she come with me.
Yeah, he be dragging me.
100%.
as a culture shock is definitely the recycling. Recycling is taken very seriously here. In most homes that I've been to in Germany, they have different boxes for different things like paper, like bio, plastic. There's also a water box. There's so many things for recycling. Again, this is something that's really good and we should all be doing it, but it is a huge culture shock coming from America because I've never really seen someone have multiple boxes for recycling. Obviously for plastic and things like that, but in America it's normally that you put everything in one bin, which is not very good, and it's a huge difference here. And I have another experience about this where people really go hard for their recycling, which is fine. In my last apartment, I've actually had an old German couple, like I was throwing out my trash and they checked my trash to make sure that it was recycled properly. Literally went into the trash and was like, is this recycled properly? And it was, but they just wanted to make sure because they can obviously tell that I'm a foreigner, so they were checking my trash. The next culture shock, which
I feel like they may have done it with good intentions, but as an American, like if that was us, we would feel like, why you check my trash? You know?
Yeah, we look out the window because we hear ruffling, and we see somebody in our trash can. You know what I'm saying? I would in like our idea of thinking it's like, do you want a bottle of water? Is everything okay? Do you want something to eat?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't like, but again, that's German, so you guys have the recycle. Now, listen, we grew up where people carry cans.
Yeah,
and they collected them. And they recycled them. Yeah. We was very young. But if you pay attention today, like if you go in stores and you really open your eyes, they do have trash and recycle.
They do, but I feel like as a whole, our culture don't push it as we should.
No, we don't.
It's always some people, you know, but as a whole, I don't think it's pushed.
Yeah.
But as children, like the cans, we would recycle the cans. And I feel like our motivation behind that, which was a good thing. I mean, motivation was money.
Hustling, yeah.
You know, but I do want to get more into recycling.
Find a little bit, you know, hardcore as an American living in Germany is definitely the see and the do formalities that they have here. For example, if you're in the office, you're always saying see to people that you don't know, or just managers or supervisors or whatever, and you have to then ask them if it's okay. If you're friendly enough with each other, you can ask them if you can use the informal version of you. So see basically means you. You can use the informal version of do if you know them properly. And for me, this was a big culture shock, also learning the language, that you always have to change between which type of you that you have to use, and then it also comes with different conjugations, which is just a little bit different because we don't have this in America. I think the closest thing you could say is we have Mr. and Mrs. I suppose, but with the actual word you in America, we call everyone just you. There's no formal you, there's no informal you, it's just you. The next culture shock which I've noticed in Germany when I used to take the bus, if for example a pregnant woman would come into the bus or an old person would come into the bus, it's just natural that someone would get up immediately to give their seat away. And in New York, I have not seen that ever. I've never seen it. I'm sure.
Okay, and that's why when we're doing these like comparison type videos, we always emphasize that we're from the South. That's our custom
100%.
To get up for a pregnant woman or elderly.
Yeah. I remember, I forgot where I was. I remember, I'm just not trying to say it. But I was sitting down and it was, all the chairs was booked and then more people was walking in. And then the group of people that just came in was like a lady and, you know, some more women and whatnot. And I asked the lady who came in, would she like to sit down?
Right.
She said no, and I got up anyway. Because I know the other ladies may want the seat, the seat, you know what I'm saying? And then as I'm getting up, I'm looking at the men. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
That's how we were raised in the South.
You
know?
100%.
I've never had a problem where, when I was pregnant, I've never had that problem. Someone would always get up for me or hold the door open for me. And a good example is Mardi Gras. Now, y'all know Mardi Gras is a big occasion for us.
I ain't giving up my seat in Mardi Gras. If I got the front gate, I'm chilling.
You lying. He lying. So at Mardi Gras, you know, you want to be in the front so you can see everything.
Right.
Now, normally, what would happen is we would tell all of the kids, it don't matter who you are, a stranger kid, if you're all the way in the back, we're going to let all the kids come to the front, but the parent got to stay in the back.
Yeah.
Nope. Should have got here early. But we're going to let all the kids come to the front. See, that's a part of our custom.
Yeah.
It happens, but I've never seen it. But I've noticed on every single bus that I've been on, people always get up for the old people or the pregnant women and make way for them to sit down. The next culture shock which I found while living in Germany is the smoking situation. In Germany, I could also say this is maybe a European type of thing, but it's a huge culture shock for me because everybody is smoking. Literally everybody is smoking. I'm seeing like kids outside smoking, and I feel like it's not as looked down upon as it is in New York, per se, or America to be a smoker, but here everyone is smoking. To my next point, which is the tipping in Germany. So what I've noticed is that in Germany, obviously you don't tip as much as you tip in America. Tipping in America is a must do. You cannot go to a restaurant and not tip the waiters a nice amount of money, you know, because they're making most of their money from tips. And so in Germany, when you do go to tip, I mean, necessarily, I guess you don't have to, which is what I've been told. You don't actually have to because they're making their normal wage. But when I've seen people tip, they're mostly tipping to round the bill up to like an even number. For example, if the bill is 23.5 euros, then people will tip, okay, let's just give you 26, for example. So that's what I've noticed. Tipping is not a big thing here in Germany as it is in America. So this next one,
I just thought about something funny for the tipping culture in America. You gotta be quick with your tips though. Like whenever, especially the waiters, you gotta be quick to go get your tips. When they leave their money on the table and they walk out, you know what I'm saying, expect for you to just pick up the receipt and the money. The buffer is gonna come around, clean the table. If he see the money, and he gonna keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I make sure I give it to them in their hand. I'm not leaving anything.
I mean, yeah, and that's facts. That's how they do it. They will quick you like in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but hold on. We had a experience. I won't necessarily say it was a bad experience, but I feel like reacting to all of these culture videos have made us look at tipping a little bit differently. Like we still tip how we usually tip. We go beyond what's expected of a tip because, like she said, it's the people earning their wage. So a lady came. We were at like the bowling alley, and a lady came to take the order. She wanted a tip just for taking our order. I'm not tipping you to do your job.
Nah, you didn't do nothing.
Right. I'm going to tip you for a service.
Your application, I'm sorry to cut you off. She put in an application to do that work, so she getting paid for that work.
Right.
Yeah, that wasn't
like she didn't come back to check on us. She didn't come ask us how the food was. She
no
didn't
refills.
bring us the food.
Nothing.
She didn't come clean up after we left. Like she didn't do anything. She literally came with her little, what you call it, her scanner thingy majiggy, and put in some buttons for our order. That's it. And she wanted a tip.
Oh, the pizza guy came to the door, dropped the pizza off, and he was like, "Hey, can you sign the receipt and fill out the tipping part too, please? Because my manager likes to know whether or not we got tips."
Right.
And I'm like, "Sir, okay, cool."
So y'all have definitely influenced our way of tipping. Like, if we're at a restaurant and they're doing the service, we tipping. But if y'all not doing anything,
yeah, it's like a real genuine relationship you build whenever you're trying to receive your tip, and not for the tip, but just because you got great
customer
hospitality
service
and good customer service.
Yeah.
Be limited to the area that I'm living in, but I find that it's like wine country, so a lot of people are drinking a lot of wine, so there's just wine everywhere. I guess the main reason for that could just be because I'm living in the south of Germany. So the next culture shock that you might find if you come to Germany as an American is the taxes. So they are no taxes in Germany. That's not true. So if you go into the supermarket, for example, and you want to buy a stick of chocolate, for example, it will cost you 2 euros, and when you go to check out, you pay 2 euros. It's not like the tax is not included and you have to pay 2 euros and 5 cents. No, the tax is already included in the chocolate, so when you go out to check out, you just have to pay that price that you have seen, which I really, really like, because in America, you go, you see the item without the tax, and I don't know why we don't just include the tax within the product and then just pay for it with the tax included. So the next thing has to do with the Autobahn and the fast driving. Normally if you hear German, you just obviously think about fast cars, Mercedes, etc., etc. And I did not really think that they would be driving as fast as they say in the movies, or as fast as the stereotype is, but they're actually driving that fast on the Autobahn. But what's crazy about it is they're driving fast and they're driving safe, which is a little bit weird. So in America, obviously you have your speed limit, and obviously, you know, people are always breaking the speed limit. But here, the speed limit is already so fast, and in some places there is no speed limit. So they're actually going extremely, extraordinarily fast. And as a new driver, I've been driving in Germany for a year now. Compared to driving in New York, it is just so fast. My little car is literally vibrating as I'm staying on the right side. It's literally vibrating as these fast cars are just zooming by my little car. And when I mean that they're driving fast and driving safe, well, first of all, when you go to take your driving license here in Germany, you have to go through a lot of processes to actually get your license. I can only speak for New York. Unlike in New York, I felt that it was very, very easy. There's not a lot of questions to study for in the theoretical, but here in Germany, I had to take everything all over again, so theoretical and practical, to get my German driver's license. And it was very, very, very difficult. I failed the theoretical twice. It was like over 1,000 questions that you actually have to study for and know to pass this test. And the practical was also, you know, you really have to know the road and know the signs. And that's what I mean by that it's a lot safer, I feel, because people study a lot longer and a lot harder to take the German driving test. And also there's one thing which I like about the German Autobahn is that you cannot, you know, overtake on the right side. So if you're driving and you want to overtake the car that you're behind, you have to go to the left and then go in front of him. You cannot overtake on the right side. That is illegal. So the next thing has to do with coupons. So
that's new.
I'm confused. Like, if we're on the right side and we want to get in front of somebody, we would go to the left and then go get back in the lane, right?
If you want to get in front of somebody?
Yeah, on the right side. What does she mean by overtake on the right side?
I thought she was saying, okay, I'm going to try to explain this the best way I think I can. Okay, so if you're on the right side and the cars are going, you know, past you, in order for you to get on the left side.
No, she said the right. You can't overtake on the right. That's what she said, not the left. She just said in order to get in front of somebody in front of you, you go in front. Okay, so
you got to get behind them and let them get over that you can get in front of them. You can't just jump in front of them. I'm thinking that's what she meant. She
just made a circle.
Right, so you got to go behind them. You got to.
They're already in front of you. Right? Y'all explain that.
Yeah.
What you mean?
As an American with a mom who was a hardcore coupon clipper, in Germany, there's no such thing as like big savings coupons. For example, in New York, my mom, she used to cut a lot of coupons for the supermarket. We have a big family, so she would cut a lot of coupons and we would go to the supermarket. We would have like a big cart of food and big cart of stuff, and when we would go to check out, she would be going through all her coupons, and you can, you know, mix and match and do whatever, and in the end we would pay pennies for a full cart of food because of all the coupons she had. And the coupons also extend to, you know, beauty products, CVS. But in Germany, I find that there is not this coupon culture. You cannot save a lot of money at the supermarket with a bunch of coupons. It's just not a thing, and I've never seen it. If it is a thing, please do let me know. If there are coupon clippers in Germany, let me know, because coupons really do help. And for me personally, I love coupons. I'm a big saver, so that's why this was a real culture shock for me, because I like to save money on things. So the last thing that I want to talk about has to do with the German supermarkets. And this is a huge culture shock for me, because shopping in a supermarket for me is a leisure type of fun thing that you do and you get your stuff and then you just leave. In Germany, it is calming when you go to pick out your stuff. You know, it's a nice supermarket, you pick everything up and you're ready to go to the cash register and you're ready to check out. All your stuff is on the belt and you're at the end. And the thing which I found super hard to ingest is that you have to pack your stuff ASAP as soon as the woman or the man at the cash register scans your item, because they leave literally like this much space for your items at the end, which means they do not want you to stay there for a long time. They want you to pack your stuff with some speed, and I'm sure there's some reasoning behind why they do that. Obviously, I guess to move quicker, but for me it's a huge culture shock, because in America, when you go to check out the cash register, it's this huge like runway where all of your groceries go. You pack it at your leisure. There's no rush, there's no anything. No one is looking at you like, why are you taking so long to pack your stuff? It's just a long runway, you take your time. It's 100% different than how it is in America. So look out for that when you're going to go grocery shopping. It's gonna be a little stressful when you're checking out. So that was the end of...
Okay, that was some good, different
Yeah,
you know,
different
culture shocks. So I do want to make a comment on that. So like our belt is long, but we don't usually pack our food.
No, they have someone that does it for us.
Yeah, but now we're leaning into they're getting rid of like the regular cashiers, and we have to pack everything.
Self-checkout.
Yeah, we've always had self-checkouts, but now they're like really getting rid of the registers, the traditional registers. So that's
that is different. That is different, but it's doable. It's doable, you guys. We ain't saying it's not. It's doable.
Just sharing the differences and similarities.
Facts.
Yeah. So this was a cool video. We always love learning about Germany.
Yeah.
So that was cool. You have anything to add, babe?
Nah, I don't.
Yeah. So let's get into the description box, not the description box, the comment section to discuss further. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our reaction request form is in our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.